Hello everyone, it's me, Lisa Marie Armstrong from the Sustainable Style Academy. Welcome to my YouTube channel and happy Sunday to you. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we are talking about cost per wear, and it's so important. But before we do, please make sure you've hit that subscribe button down below, because if you are a lover of sustainable style or want to become one, you will definitely want to be here on my channel every Sunday at 9 a.m. Central European Time. So let's get on to talking about cost per wear. So what is cost per wear? Cost per wear is the amount it costs you to wear your clothing each time you wear it, right? So yes, indeed, I know. You're probably saying, but Lisa Marie, I went and I paid money for that clothes, so I know how much it cost me. But how much does it cost you each time you wear it? Because you'll find that your garments have different prices depending on how often you wear them. Which means that something that's more expensive, if you've worn it a lot, actually ends up being less expensive than maybe some of the cheaper things that you've bought. And why am I talking about this, how expensive ends up being cheaper? That's because we're so addicted to fast fashion nowadays, everyone on this planet nearly, that actually it's better to buy better made and thoughtfully made things that might cost more money than it is to buy something cheap that's not going to last you a long time or not bring you pleasure, in which case you wouldn't wear it, right? So it ends up even being more expensive for you. So before I get on to the examples that I'm going to show you from my own closet today, I'm going to tell you what that formula is for calculating. It is very simple. It is the cost of the clothing originally plus the repair costs that you might have had on it, or tailoring costs, divided by the amount of times that you've worn it. Super simple. Now, you might be thinking, but Lisa Marie, how on earth am I going to know how many times I've worn something? I don't just count, I don't tally it up on a piece of paper. And I know, but you know, you can ballpark it a little bit if you are trying to figure out how to calculate it for yourself. Me, I do use a wardrobe management software. So I do have my entire massive wardrobe documented in an app that actually counts the amount of times I wear something, because every morning when I wake up and I get myself dressed, or if I change myself midday, I actually plug in the things that I'm wearing. And this way I can keep track of how many times I wear each piece of clothing that I have. And I can also put in the price that I'd paid originally and any repair costs that I have. And that helps to make it so that I can see exactly what works for me and what doesn't. Of course, if you have a smaller closet than I do, of course it's going to be a lot easier, and you might be even wearing more of your things. Although I have to say, for a closet of my size, I've worn 46% of it, which is pretty good considering the fact that most people wear 20% or less of their closet. So let us take a look at some of the things that I have and how the cost per wear is probably going to play out in some of the garments. So I have two dresses here. I have this one. It's kind of like a tunic dress. I can wear it as a tunic and as a dress. And I have this one here, very similar in cut, slightly different color scheme, obviously, but still also a print that I can also wear as either a tunic or as a dress. This one is the older of the two. I bought it about 3 years ago on a trip to Italy. And it cost me 250 euros back then. And I've worn it a total of 4 times, which makes its cost per wear 62 euros per wear. This dress, on the other hand, I bought about 8 months ago. And you'd be asking, of course, Lisa Marie, why did you buy another dress if you already have a tunic that looks like that? Yeah, well, let me tell you, this is a dress. It's an artisanally made piece. It is handmade out of silk, and it's hand printed as well. It's from very small batch, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it feels wonderful to wear. This one costs twice as much as the other one. This one costs $500. And I've worn it within the last 8 months, 6 times already, and it's currently at $83 per wear. Now, why would it be that I would wear this one so much more now than this one? Of course, there's a little bit of the newness factor, right? Newness factor, you know, things can lose their luster after you've had them for a while. But to be honest, this dress, it doesn't fit me really perfectly. There's a spot in the sleeve here that ends up pulling, and then I don't wear it as much as I should, obviously, because worn 4 times in 3 years is not very much. Also, it is made of polyester, and polyester just isn't very comfortable to me after wearing it for a while. I find I get really warm in it. This one, on the other hand, this one, because it's made of silk, it's made of a natural fiber. It is cut perfectly. It feels really good on my body, and I do not get too warm in it, and I absolutely love to wear it, and that's why it's getting worn more. Now, the prognosis is that this one is going to soon become cheaper in cost per wear than this one here, because I like to wear it more. And that's why then all of a sudden, in a really strange way, the €500 dress costs less than the €250 one. So you see, just because something was expensive doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to stay expensive. I know it sounds really strange, but it's true. Consider all those fast fashion buys that end up getting, you know, worn once or twice and then put into the clothing collections bin, which is what happens to so many clothes these days. If people were to take a little bit more care and consideration, maybe look for slightly better quality than what they're normally buying, you might find that they actually wear that thing more often than they would that cheap fast fashion piece. Which means that suddenly that expensive thing actually makes sense. So the next thing I have for you is a pair of black boots, and I have to put my glasses on again so I can see. You'll see my ring light though. This is a pair of boots. They are an iconic pair of boots. It's from a company called Stuart Weitzman. They are in New York City, I believe. That's where they're headquartered. This is a boot. It's an iconic one called the 50-50, and they have been on the market for years and years. They pretty much never go on sale, especially in black, since that's the color everybody wants. So when I decided to get these, I actually had my husband when he was in the US, I had him get me a pair because I could get them for slightly cheaper there than over here in Europe. I decided to make an investment, and these are slight over-knee boots. They fit really nice and form-fitting. You've probably seen me wear them in some of the videos that I've done. I have had these now for 10 years. 10 years. They've been resold twice, and they cost, hold on to your seat, they cost back then, I think the price has gone up, a whopping $700 back then. And yeah, so I really had to swallow hard when I did that, and I was hoping I was going to make the right decision in buying them. But I've had them for 10 years, and I will tell you, they are the most worn shoe in my closet, as in not worn out, but as in loved shoe. So I calculated, because I didn't have my app back then, that these shoes only cost 61 cents per wear at the moment. and that price is going to still keep going down each and every time I wear these shoes. Do you think it was worth it for me to buy these shoes? They still look brand new. Now, I can tell you that I have bought other boots in the past after these that I don't have anymore, that were cheaper. And I have to say, the ones that are still tried and true with me now are these. And I can only say the thing I recommend the most, if you can, save your pennies and buy better quality when it comes to shoes, because you will have them for so much longer and they will make you so much happier, especially when it comes to cost per wear. It costs me less to have these boots than it does to go buy a new pair now, even though these were so expensive. There is the flip side, where you can have something that is very inexpensive, that totally works and ends up being one of the best buys of your life. I have one of those examples for you right here. I have this pair of shoes. They are probably one of the cheapest pairs of shoes I've ever bought. I think they cost me $20 or 20 francs. I live in Switzerland, but I'm trying to make this understandable for everybody. They have a kitten heel. I have resoled them once. The resole cost more than the shoe itself. And people wonder, why on earth would you do that? And the reason is because they fit me perfectly. They fit me perfectly. They feel good on my feet. I can walk in them and they look good on my feet with whatever it is that I'm wearing. And so it was worth for me to buy that. I have many pairs of expensive shoes in my closet here that I never wear because they're too high or they're too pointy or they just simply are just not suiting my lifestyle anymore. So why? It's a good buy because it works for me, my style, the fit is right, and it's comfortable. So those are the factors that make cost per wear easier to manage, because the more wearability it has, the more you wear it. And that's why you should always take careful consideration and care before you buy something. Before you buy something inexpensive or before you buy something expensive. So I hope that explains a little bit about cost per wear to you, that you're able to maybe calculate even some of the pieces that you have and determine what have been the good buys and what have not been the good buys. If you do figure that out for yourself, make sure to note the things that weren't good buys so that the next time you're out looking for yourself, that you can actually remember, you remember that thing? It was kind of like that, and why didn't I wear it? Make sure you remember these things, because then you can avoid making bad purchases. I do explain cost per wear as well in my ebook that you can get in the description box below. The Sparkling Green Closet, it has all kinds of wonderful tips and tricks to becoming more sustainable in your closet. Also, it brings you a little bit more awareness as to why it's so important to be sustainable. Anyways, go and get yourself a copy. And until then, I will see you next week where we talk about percentage of wardrobe worn. So take care and have a good one. Bye.